I'm Watch Eric, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing the Richard Mille RM11 in titanium. Is it just me, or this yacht is nasty? Look at this thing. It's called like a mega yacht. I would say it's pretty much a ship. So if you guys have been watching my videos for quite some time, you're going to know that I am a fan of the brand. Richard Mille is the ultimate watch that is targeted to specifically the 1%. You know, I get a lot of calls and I get a lot of questions about, is it hype? Is Richard Mille gonna go down? Is Richard Mille the next Frank Mueller, as some people quoted? I would say that those people don't know what they're talking about. Richard Mille is a brand that has really put a lot of thought and technology into their watches. This isn't a fly-by-night company, and this isn't a watch like Frank Mueller, for example, that makes pieces for the regular folk. They specifically make their watches for the 1%. Now, this RM11 Titanium that I have here, in my opinion, is one of the best bang for your buck models from the brand. So of course, like every other popular watch right now, the prices have completely skyrocketed. I remember for a while there, Richard Mille, right when it came out the gate, you could actually get them for under retail. They lasted like that for a little while, then they took a dip. But ever since that dip, they clamped down on production and availability, plus the popularity rose dramatically. And sure enough, the prices have shot up and they have not even seen a dip in the last 4 years. It's crazy to think. For a lot of people, it's hard to digest the fact that a watch like this one, without even being made of a precious metal, can be worth so much. But then again, like I tell you, Richard Mille's intention is to target specifically 1% of the population of the world. So the standard RM11 has always, for me, been pretty much the classic. That's the one that I consider if you want to get into a Richard Mille and you don't want to spend crazy money. I mean, it's relative nowadays because the prices are crazy. But the RM11 in both titanium and rose gold, nothing special, no special edition, because there's a lot of nice different editions, but the problem is that will increase the price dramatically. If you want to buy the best bang for your buck, in my opinion right now, it's going to be the standard RM11. You can't go wrong. You got case size. You have a chrono function. The dial layout, in my opinion, is one of the nicest ones. Yes, you have the option of jumping to the GMT, but then again, you're going to spend an extra $25,000 to $30,000 for an additional button in the side. I think for somebody that wants to get into the RM game, but go into the game at full speed and not destroy the bank, the RM11 for me is the classic and is the win. Another thing I like about the classic, that's the way I call it, the classic RM11, is the fact that I also feel that this is the watch that really put them on the map. You know, the RM005 and the RM10, I mean, really, I don't like them. They're just way too simple and way too small. Yes, I will agree that a slimmer, smaller version of this watch will be ideal, and I think that that's what's gonna come in the future. However, I feel like the RM11, the standard, is the one that really put Richard Mille on the map. Because then after that came the Nadal and the Bubba, and all those, of course, were hits. And they're still really sought after models today. But the classic for me today still remains one of the cleanest looks in the whole lineup. Nowadays, this classic version has been replaced by the RM1103. Now, I like that watch. The RM1103 is a watch that definitely demands respect. Some of the changes are the case has the bumps that go all the way around, or the ridges, which kind of look like the case of a Nadal, we'll say. The crown is a lot more bigger and robust, and I kind of love that new crown, by the way. And the dial has a bit more, you know, some funner colors, a little bit more going on there. Great watch, it's the one that replaced it. However, that replacement comes with a super large premium. Nowadays, to buy one of those watches, you're going to be easily spending another $100,000 on top of what this one cost. That being said, let's talk a little bit about price. Guys, if you've ever tried to look at the retail price of a Richard Mille online, good luck. I don't know what it is about that brand that somehow they managed to hide their MSRPs everywhere. Once upon a time, they were easily accessible, but they've been a little bit hard to find. I can't remember right now, to be honest, but I would say that this thing had a retail price of anywhere from like 110 to 130, around that range. Don't kill me if I'm incorrect, and if you know exactly what it is, go ahead and comment below what was the retail price. Nowadays, you're expecting to pay something for this in the 180s to almost 200. When people say I'd rather buy the RM1103, I mean, you're gonna be dropping a whole lot more coin. You're gonna be well over 250, which is a bit crazy in titanium. But again, if you got it, why not? If you haven't followed me by now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and don't miss any more of the new content. I recently came across some enthusiasts talking about Richard Mille, whether it's a good investment or not. But let's face it, they're just enthusiasts. They're nowhere near experts. And the fact of the matter is that their judgment pretty much comes without experience. And I think they're just pretty much looking for clout or something controversial to maybe get some views. First of all, whoever's buying a Richard Mille is not saving their lunch money to buy it. You know, the type of guys that buy these watches, well, they're not really too concerned about it. You know, they can afford it, and trust me, they know what they're doing. And as far as it being a Frank Mueller, never. Richard Mille doesn't make watches for the regular folk or the basic enthusiast. They make it for the 1%, the real money makers, the people that really, really either like the watch or can really, really afford it and don't care. Some guys tell me that they rather have the RM1103 over this one, and you know, yeah, why not? But for me, I don't know why, man. I'm just a sucker for the classic one. It's not so busy, not so over the top. One of the best things about these RMs is that you could change the straps. And I can't tell you what a difference these watches look by just dropping a different strap. Anywhere from white rubber all the way to the white Velcro. The Velcro strap is one of my favorite ones because you throw it on and it's like almost a $200,000 watch on with a Velcro strap. Besides the fact it doesn't weigh anything and it's super light. I just love the fact that it tells people, you, my watch has Velcro on the strap. This is the type of stuff that just frustrates people. Listen, I run into a lot of guys that, you know, are successful. They have decent watch collections, but they just can't get over the fact of Richard Mille. They sit there and it almost upsets them to talk about it. They're like, no, I don't get that. I never understood the hype. It's so much money. And for me, it's almost that is what allures me to the brand so much. The fact that some of these big dogs, because they are big dogs, just don't get it and can't muster the fact to actually do it. Some people just can't justify the price, you know? They want to feel like they're buying a watch and they're buying stocks and bonds or some shit like that. Another thing about Richard Mille is that what he actually wants is where you have these parties within the elite, okay? So you got this gathering with all the elite people there. He doesn't want no two people to actually have the same exact watch in there. He wants that guy to be the only one among his peers of the elite to have the watch. That's why you'll see some of these special editions where there'll only be 30 in the world. I mean, at 30 in the whole world, the chances of two of them being under the same roof are very limited. Watch game. All right. I mean, what do we have to say? I don't care who you are, where you've been, or where you're going. If you got a Richard Mille on your wrist, you're definitely plowing through the game. I don't care what you got, especially if you have minimally an RM11. Look, I'm not trying to throw any shade against any of those folks out there with the 10s and the 5s. You know, they're definitely entry-level RMs. You know, I'm not going to criticize that. They still are good watches, and you definitely are in the game. But the 11 Classic, that's really the way to flex the muscle. I mean, granted, the RM10 and the RM5 were kind of the first ones, so they do have their importance. and they do have their significance. But me, I don't know, I've tried it on before. It just seems a little bit too basic. I'd rather have maybe complicated AP or something like that. Richard Mille right now is like the king of branding. Not in a Rolex sense. Rolex is the king of mass branding. Richard Mille is the king of exclusive, uber rich branding. You know how to be the top level tier. Right now, it's Richard Mille. So comment below what you think about the RM11 Classic in titanium, and let me know what you think about Richard Mille as a brand. And if you like this video, like and share it now. Also, subscribe to my new YouTube channel.